What's going on, guys? You're watching the 4-Wheel Kid channel. This is my 96 Ford E350 club wagon that I'm going to be doing a camper conversion on, and I pretty much have to drop the fuel tank out to replace the fuel pump, and I want to clean the tank out. Some people are kind of lazy and they just cut a hole in the floor to replace it, but I'd rather just drop the whole thing out, clean it up really good, and not cut a hole in the body if I can help it. So I have it running right now, and it's about a little below 1/8 of a tank. I'm going to show you guys how to get pretty much all of the gas out of this fuel tank and filter it as well, so you can put it in a different vehicle if you want. And it'll be pretty useful in the zombie apocalypse or the end of the world kind of scenario where you got to get some gas and you want it to be nice and filtered. But I'll show you guys how to do it. Before we get started, be sure to wear your safety glasses because there is going to be some fuel possibly dripping out, and you may also want some rubber gloves unless you like getting fuel all over your hands. We're about on the left side of the E350 van, around where the driver door is. We'll just slide under here, and this is the fuel filter right here, and I actually just broke this by moving it around. It appears to be just held on by a zip tie. There we go. There's probably a better way to clamp that on there. Anyways, the fuel tank is back there, and it pumps the fuel this way past the filter into the engine. So we're gonna want to get the fuel out of this side so it's nice and filtered and we can use it in something else. To go ahead and just pop this little safety clip off. There we go. Before we disconnect it, I'm just gonna use a little bit of cleaner down there, just kind of clean all the dirt up, make sure nothing gets into that fuel line there past the filter. Some paper towels, let's give it a good clean. There's some cobwebs on there. That's probably good enough. Let's try a 5/16, and this is one that's a little bit longer. This should just fit in there. Kind of feel it go in. Kind of just wiggle it in. There we go. Oh, that's a lot of fuel. I got some hose, and hopefully should be about the right size. Squeeze that on to the end of the filter. That should be good enough. And I'm just gonna lay the other end down in my catch container for now. All right, we'll go further back on the tank, and this is the connector for the fuel tank. And it's a black one. There is a white one that looks kind of similar, but that's actually for the O2 sensor that goes over the tank. This was clipped up here at the top, but I took it down just because I was doing some voltage drop tests on the fuel pump. But we can go ahead and disconnect this. There should be a big pink and black wire, and then a little bit smaller yellow and white wire, and gray and red wire. So what I did is attach the wires to my external power supply. I'm at 14.7 volts. I attached them to the fuel pump wires, which is the pink and black for the positive and the big black wire for the negative. Made sure nothing is touching, and they're clamped onto the only pins that they need to be clamped onto. One really kind of weird thing I noticed with this, here's the stock connector, and the little tab is up top, and on this one with the tab up, the pink and black wire is directly above the big black wire for the fuel pump, which is kind of weird because one of the smaller fuel level sensor wires is directly below the fuel pump wire on that, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm almost wondering if the fuel pump is going to the wrong ground, but anyways, if I flip it on, it is pumping out. It looks pretty clean. This little tub wasn't clean to begin with, that's why it looks kind of dirty in there, but the actual fuel should be nice and clean. So I kind of just wanted to clean off the hose, and I'll just stick it down in here. Power the pump back on, and it should start filling up. about halfway on the 5-gallon jug, and I did hear the tank contract a little bit. So one thing you might want to do is shut everything off, and then it's gonna just draw some air in. So it's kind of creating a vacuum, I guess. Pretty much at the top, and it looks like we're still flowing fuel. Go ahead and shut this down and go fill up my car. Guys, we're pretty much about at 6 to 7 gallons out of this thing total. Sounds about right. And the stream is getting pretty weak. It's kind of coming and going. So probably about ready to shut this down. It's okay if there's a little gas in the tank. No way we're gonna be able to get it all. Well guys, that's about it for this video. I kind of want to split the videos up a little bit, just in case people are looking for like very specific things. But next I'm going to be dropping the whole tank out and changing the pump and the filter, and probably putting a coating on the outside of the tank just to keep anything from rusting, and cleaning out the tank and all that stuff, and then putting it back in. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite way to empty a fuel tank before you drop it out of a truck. The same thing on my 4Runner over there. It works pretty good. And you could also probably jump the wires on the relay. That'll also work to activate the pump. But anyways, guys, I hope you found this video helpful, and I will catch you next time. Peace out.